act upon your goodwill quickly. So this is somewhat similar to what Jesus said to Judas Iscariot on the Last Supper. If you remember, on the Last Supper, when Jesus already knew that Judas Iscariot, the traitor, the betrayer, was going to do his thing, that is to betray Jesus, Jesus said to him, do what you're gonna do quickly. And I think that applies to the better side of our lives too. Like when that is in that case in the Bible, that was about a person that was having evil intent, bad intentions in the heart. And I think it applies the same to anyone that has good intentions and goodwill, and anyone that has good heart, so. And this is also, I think, a cure and antidote to overthinking is just that you should act upon your goodwill and execute very quickly. So you don't need to think too much, and you don't even need to listen to anyone else but your own instincts and your own animalistic intuition. And by animalistic intuition, I don't mean I don't mean the low vibrational stuff and animalistic behavior, like your fleshly desires, but rather the animalistic intuition. If like, for example, if you're working a 9 to 5 job, or if you are going to a community college, or you're being educated of something, and you've done it for like a few months or so, and you don't, and you're just your intuition may feel like you don't fit in there, and you don't belong there, just quit it, man. I mean, I don't mean to say you shouldn't have any consistency, but if your intuition speaks to you that it's not for you, then just quickly move out of that place in your life, man. As for me, I just decided to move out of my hometown just like 2 or 3 days ago, and just today I went to another city, and I met the real estate guy, and I made my thinkings true. I made my thinkings blossom, so to speak, in real life, and it felt really good, you know. So yeah, like Jesus said on the Last Supper to Judas Iscariot, that he should do what he's planning to do quickly. That applies to the better side of our lives too. Yeah, when we have goodwill, and it is, I think, even in the context of this journey of sexual discipline and this journey of seed retention, it is obvious. I think you already know that when you are procrastinating, when you're overthinking, is when you are just prone to give into temptations. And that's confirmed in the Bible too. When King David in the Bible, he had his accomplishments, and when was the time he virtually raped Uriah's wife. That's when he was like not acting. That's when he was very lazy and sort of overthinking, and not going to wars often, figuratively speaking. Going to wars and being a warrior and going to battles and wars is equivalent to modern days like business trips and business inquiries, and just any activities that that makes your dreams come true, so to speak. Like, make your visions, your own visions in life. If you plan on becoming someone in the combat sport area, it might not apply to you, but it may be just a small thing. First, you can start off as a hobby. Like, as for me, I've always felt a little bit bitter about myself. Like, in this little corner of my heart, I felt bitter that I never pursued a training in martial arts more than 7 or 8 months. The most I did was when I went to the wrestling gym in 2021. I went to the wrestling gym on average like 2.5 times a week, because on the better weeks I would go 3 times a week, and on the worst weeks, like when I was less consistent, I would go 2 times a week, and that lasted for only like 8 months, like from March of 2021 through November of 2021. And like going more back in time, when I was only 19 years old, that's 2014. At that time I had like 4 pillars of life, I would say. Like I worked a part-time job as a server at a Chinese restaurant, and I went to a seminary school, like that, a college, and I went to the judo gym, and I had a girlfriend back then. So that was the 4 pillars of my life. Looking in retrospect, that was 10 years back. And I'm just nowadays I'm thinking it's not too late, and I'm just nowadays working on what I left off, and what I felt in which specific areas of my life that I feel a little bitter about myself, and I didn't want to just carry that into say next year, or the next year of my life, and I'm going to deal with it. So sort of, yeah. So I'm talking this is like a little self pep talk to myself, and also why I'm recording this video. I hope that what I'm speaking is somewhat of a help to you guys. So yeah, essentially what I want to say is just act upon your goodwill quickly, just even in like a 24-hour window, or rather like a 15 or 16-hour window of time, like when you are awake, just except for the time that you sleep in the day, that must be like 7 or 8 hours a day. So in that 15-16-hour window of time, the human mind, your mind, my mind, goes back and forth of like maybe 10,000 thoughts, or 100,000, including like the smallest decision making process. We must go through like 100,000 smallest decision making process in a single day. And you know very well how our minds can drift, like because of all the spiritual beings besides us, some of them being the evil spirits and the servants of Satan, and the others being the good angels, the sweet angels sent by God. Those are always speaking in our ears, left ear and right ear. So, and under those influence, and also what takes place is your own thoughts, and your mind can wander very far. Your mind can wander, and your mind can drift away very far places just in a day. And how we should win these battles. Of course we need the Bible, and of course we need to meditate on the Bible, that is for sure. And on top of that is what I kept talking about in this video. Just act upon your goodwill quickly as possible. Just execute, and in a sense just become a machine, that like it is written in the Bible somewhere. I think it was 1st or 2nd Timothy, somewhere in the New Testament. It reads that we must become vessels of righteousness. I think it's also in Romans. We ought to become vessels of righteousness. In modern day vocabulary, I would say we ought to become machines of righteousness. And we are a peculiar people as followers of Christ. And and we are just utilizing the excessive energy that we obtain through semen retention. So I wanted to reiterate the fact that the semen retention in itself is not the ultimate goal. Rather, it is the gateway and the means by which we should and we will be able to pursue more more productivity. Yeah, so my message today in this video was namely that we should act upon our goodwill as quickly as possible, and that will give us the momentum to win and become winners in life, like Floyd Mayweather. All the greatest athletes that you can think of in your mind right now, you know, I look up to Floyd Mayweather a lot, and you will resemble those types of high achieving athletes in life, and couple that with the spiritual growth that we will be able to get every day. Just imagine what kind of a greater and more virtuous person you would already have become in the next 6 months, or in the next year, in the next 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, thanks for watching. That was it, all I wanted to speak on in this video. My name is Chanyak, and I'll see you in the next video. Do become a subscriber if you have not already, and leave some comments below if you feel like you want to share some of your experiences. You want to like say something encouraging for the community and for me. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, people. Bye. I love you. Peace.